Alright, evening folks, this is Steve, aka Dreaming Crow, doing a quick book review this evening. Had a short day at work today, didn't have a lot of production going on, so we had the opportunity to go home early this evening. So of course I took that opportunity since it doesn't happen very often. Okay, I did receive a brand new headset from Amazon.com, and yesterday. This is a wireless Bluetooth headset, and I thought since I will be doing some videos here in the future that require me to move about the room a little bit, I didn't want to have anything that was going to tie me down to my laptop or be limited by a cord or anything like that. Did pick it up. It's about $25, $26, I believe, and seems working out quite well. Thought I'd go ahead and use it in this video, and just to get it tested out there. And seems working out pretty good for me at the moment. In addition to that, I did work on some transcripts earlier for upcoming videos that I want to get done. I have about 12 to 15 videos that I want to try to get done the next 3 or 4 weeks easily, and of course during that time I'll probably come up with more, so it's just a constant work in progress. Do bear with me as I do get some videos out. The waning moon phase should be ending here in a couple of days. I believe the 23rd or 24th is the new moon, and then we should be getting into a waxing phase here. So I'll be starting my work with my scrying mirror video. I'll be getting videos on that done up. A couple voodoo doll videos that I need to get done during the waxing phase as well, and a couple other things, and we'll see what happens here. So if there's any videos that you want to see me get done, or you have suggestions, please put them in the comments down below. I'll see about getting those done, in addition to everything else I have juggling going on at the moment. If you are not a subscriber to my channel, I do appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel. Hit that button down below. It should be below the screen, or right or left of your screen there, and just hit that and you'll be notified of any new videos I put out on my channel. And if you do hit that like button as well, I would appreciate that very much, as long as you like the content that I'm putting out. And leave a comment down below, and I'll see about getting feedback to you. If you have a question or comment or concern, I'll see about getting it answered in a timely manner as well. Okay. Tonight's book I will be reviewing, I did speak of briefly in a previous video, which was the 72 Sigils of Power video that I did. I'll have a link to that if you want to go ahead and review that. I'll put that down in the description there. But this particular book is the 72 Angels of Magick by Damon Brand, who is a publisher with author of the Gallery of Magick. The actual title of the book is The 72 Angels of Magick, Instant Contact to the Angels of Power. Okay, it does contain 203 pages and was published back in 2015, again by Damon Brand. I do believe this was his third book that he published with the Gallery of Magick when they started publishing books, and I believe the first two were published back in late 2013 or early 2014 or so, and those were originally the Magical Angels and the Greater Magical Angels books, both which are contained in this book here. So if you have those two books, you really don't need this one. However, if you do have this one, you don't need the former two, because this book has been updated from the first two previous ones. Just a little bit of information was actually added to it and changed, and I'll just get that information to you in just a moment here. Actually, the practitioner is introduced to the Shem Talisman in this particular book, as well as the previous two books. The Shem Talisman looks like this, and I'll kind of get to it, a little more of a description here in just a few minutes. But originally, this was done in Latin from the first two books, and in this version, this is a Hebrew version. So this has been updated for the practitioner. And then the master ritual was also simplified slightly from the first two books. So again, if you have this book, you don't need to go out searching for the first two books, which I believe are out of print to begin with anyways. But you may be able to find PDF copies of them online somewhere if you're wanting just to do some of your own research. Okay. When you go looking through the book and you're checking out the angels in the book, 72 Angels of Magic, that is, you will notice that you are probably familiar with some of the angels in the book, and you'll probably notice that some are not so familiar to you. And simply the part of the reason for that is that a lot of angels are known by a number of different names. So you don't need to go around researching that again, unless if you simply want to. Just use the names right out of the book, and you'll be good to go as far as like using the source material there. Okay. The angels represented in the book are sometimes referred to as the angels of the Shem haMephorash, okay, which means the explicit name. And this is a term used to describe the hidden names of God in both the Christian and the Hermetic variants of the Kabbalah. Okay, the most common version of the Shem haMephorash consists of the triad system of 72 letters, and this is sometimes referred to as a 72-fold name, which is important to the Sepharraziel, which is a component to the magical practices, to the Lesser Key of Solomon, for those people who practice that type of magic. Okay, the triad system of letters does come from the book of Exodus, chapters 14, verses 19 through 21. And in Kabbalistic legends, it states that the 72 full name was used by Moses to cross the Red Sea, has been known to grant holy men the power to cast out demons, heal the sick, prevent natural disasters, and sometimes, in cases, even kill enemies. Okay, the occultist Thomas Red featured the 72 angels in his Magick as a balancing force to the evil spirits of the Ars Goetia. Being a left-handed path practitioner myself, I personally don't see them as evil in my sense. However, that's just me. Continuing though, this material was later expanded on by other occultists and later used by MacGregor Mathers in his works for the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. While not discussed in the book itself, each of these 72 angels is governed by a ruling angel in an order. These angels and groups are broken down into 9 separate groups, each consisting of 8 angels per grouping. For instance, the first group of angels, which begins with the Hulia, is ruled by Metatron, which is the archangel of the order of the Sephirim. Now I'm just kind of presenting this information to you. It's not in the book, and you really don't need this information in order to use a book. I'm just kind of covering this. This is just through some additional research I did on my own in the over the years. So, for instance, the first 8 angels are ruled by Metatron, and they belong to the order of the Sephirim. And then the 9th angel, which is Haziel, is ruled by the angel Jophiel, and that's the order of the cherubim. And then it kind of goes down. If you want to just kind of research that information on your own, you can go ahead and do that online, and you'll get some interesting information as, when you look that up. When it comes to making contact with the angels presented in the book, all you really need are the angels' names, a particular desire that you want to manifest, and then the angel's sigil, which again is presented in the book there. Okay, using the system as outlined in the book, the practitioner is able to get the angel's attention and able to communicate with that angel directly in order for them to help you make changes within your life. Once the preliminaries of the ritual have taken place, the practitioner uses the angel sigil to make contact with them, and once this contact is made, you simply speak your request and then you wait for a response. Now, obviously, in some cases, some people may not experience a response immediately. This isn't to say that you didn't make contact with the angel at all. You simply go ahead and continue on with the ritual, make your request, and your request has been heard. Whether or not or how long, it takes to manifest is going to depend on a number of factors. Okay, that simply means that if the angel happens to open more doorways, or roadblocks or anything like that for making the materialization happen or occur, it simply depends on how much work the angel has to do. It's just like if you're working with a demon, some demons can get stuff done quickly and some can't, and it also depends on the situation. For instance, if you're wanting to, if you're an inspiring artist and you're just starting out, obviously, an angel is not going to get you to be noticed overnight, or even a demon for that. In most cases, you're not going to get noticed overnight by the artist community as being, a flourishing artist out there. You got to get yourself out there. You got to do your part of the work as well. So again, it just depends how much work has to get done by the spirit in order to get your manifestation to work. In some cases, this can take days. In some cases, it can take weeks. However, as I said, don't forget to do your part in the process. All right. It should also be noted that in the beginning of the ritual, when you begin a ritual, you want to start these rituals on a Thursday, and they're going to end on a Sunday, and they're to be formed for 11 consecutive days. Okay? All right, and just to kind of touch base with the master ritual, I'm going to kind of run over that really quick. And before I do, I'm just going to kind of present some information. Now, this is me. Okay, this is me being me. Okay, this book contains 321 pages. You might be asking, what the hell is in this book? Okay. This contains a summary of every single ritual presented in every single Gallery of Magic book that has been published up to this point. That's because when I practice my rituals, and when I've practiced them in the past, I've never really practiced out of the book specifically. I've always kind of typed out my own ritual summaries. I would type them in larger font and bold certain things and whatnot, and add my own additional research notes and stuff to the rituals. I'm not saying you have to do this, folks. Okay, this is just me. I have a tendency to prefer to work out of something like this as opposed to having to flip back and forth in a book. Okay, so I'll kind of give you an idea of what I mean by that, and I'll pull out the master ritual that I've simplified, and I've done like my own writing on. So it takes up a couple pages, but I'll try to bring it closer here to you. So again, 72 Angels of Magic and the Master Ritual Simplified, and it just kind of goes into, I add my own little notes in there, like it says, note this ritual is performed for 11 days, face ease, and then place a Shem Talisman before you and say, this is beginning, I open the way. And it kind of goes through. And then you make the opening gesture, and then you gaze at the Shem Talisman and keep your eyes on the central triangle. As you say, I call on the inner world to know that this is my will. Naka Iaoe. Okay. When you're looking at this, when you have this Shem Talisman before you, you're going to start at this point here at the top, and you're going to work around, obviously right to left. This is Hebrew, and then you're going to start in the second point, and then go around, and then the third point, and then you're going to, of course, you're going to work your way through, always starting at this 12 o'clock point, and then when you get to the inner triangle, you're just going to scan down. You don't have to, you're really not looking at the individual words in this area. You're just trying to take all this in at one in one motion right here. Okay. And in case if you're wondering, the words in the book, Naka Iaoe, means I know God or I recognize God. Okay. And then of course you go on and you continue to read it, read the invocations and whatnot in the particular ritual. Now, a quick word on this Shem Talisman here. Again, this is presented in Hebrew. I did get this off the Gallery Magic website. I kind of blew it up a little bit, and then I printed it out. I cut it out, and I put packaging tape on this. This can kind of get a little expensive if you're kind of a dedicated, I guess, practitioner, sort of how you might not, the cost might be negligible for you. But when I started practicing, I wanted to make sure that I, again, didn't have to keep flipping back and forth through pages and stuff like that. So this is what I did to make my practicing easier. This might give you ideas how you might want to go ahead and practice the information. Okay, but again, I took packaging tape and I put it across the front and the back. Okay, and I kind of left a little extra on the side, and then I just took scissors and I trimmed around it. And that way I can hold this in my hand, and it's not going to get destroyed by the oil in my hands, or if my hands are dirty or something like that, it's not going to get dirty, it's not going to get damaged in some way. And then all I do is I slip this on the inside of, let's say, the ritual like this. So like, when it's in my book, all I got to do is pull this talisman out, and then I have, my ritual right there in front of me, and then I just have to follow through. Okay. When you get down and you start reading in the book, you're going to know that I'm going to kind of show you the differences between my copy and the copy in the book. In my copy, I have it on step 9 where you start the incantation. It says, I call on the RZL in the east to connect me to the secret angels of the universe. And then it says, Kosu Hariyam Silava Anafiha Arzel. Okay, again, I have it in step 9. But I'm going to turn to my copy. I'm sorry, the book, the copy in the book. You'll see right here, there's 3 different versions of pronouncing Arzel, okay? You don't need to go through all these right here, okay? I'm going to try to bring it closer. So you'll see here, there's one way to pronounce the name, and then the second and the third. Use whichever one is comfortable for you, folks. You're not going to say Arzel 3 different ways, in the process. Just whichever one is comfortable for you, use that particular one, all right? And then, of course, you're going to go through, you're going to finish with the incantation during that point. You do have words of power that you need to pronounce as well, and then you're going to make your request to the angel, and then you're going to close it out. And it says, when you close it out, it says, I seal this command with the word of power, Ararita. Okay? And the word Ararita actually just means that one is his beginning, one is his individuality, his permutation is one. Okay, that is actual translation of that. And there is the actual Hebrew phrase for that. I don't even want to try to pronounce it because I don't want to butcher it and then have people kind of get upset at me there. So I'm not going to go ahead and try that. But Ararita, folks, that's what it means. One is his beginning, one is his individuality, his permutation is one. Now, while the book does describe how to use only one angel at a time in the book, and we do understand that there are going to be times that you're going to be like, hey, I need money, I need protection, I need a new job, blah, blah, blah. There are ways that you can use more than one angel at a time, 2 angels or 3 angels at a time in a single ritual, and I'll kind of run over that with you really quick. But generally, when you perform these rituals, again, they're done for 11 consecutive days. You want to try to keep it to doing like 1 angel at a time. Try to work with 1 angel at a time. However, if you want to do 2 rituals in a day or 3 rituals in a day and have, you can go ahead and do that. Do understand that that is going to, take up some of your time as well as a good amount of your energy as well. And I've actually done that, folks, in the beginning. And by the time I was done with the 3rd or 4th ritual, I really felt like I didn't have like a lot of energy left. Again, that was me. You might be different, so I'm not going to go ahead and judge that, but I'm just going to go ahead and present the information to you however you want to use it. That is, of course, your prerogative, okay? So I did want to suggest, or do state again, there is a method to use 2 or more angels during a single ritual. And when you do this, folks, these particular rituals are actually, that particular ritual is only performed for a 3-day period, not 11 days, okay? And I do happen to have that information here in my book as well. Now, if you do want this information, okay, this is presented on the Gallery of Magick website. If you look into their blog posts, you're going to have to dig back a little bit to say around 2016 probably, something like that. You're going to have to dig through a little bit. I don't quite have the particular blog posting, but they do describe, hey, you can use 2 angels during one time. And then before and or after that blog post, they did post another blog post that says, here are those particular angels that work well together, okay? And they did present a series of 34 groups, which consists of 2 angels per group, basically. And it says, use these 2 particular angels for such and such a situation. Again, that's in a blog post. I do have that information here in my particular book as well, because I like to be able to reference that as I need it. When you are using two angels at one time, the difference comes down to the point where you begin to speak the invocation chant of your angel, okay? And in case if you're wondering what the invocation chant of that particular angel is, that's a psalm that is presented in the book. And again, if you have the book, you have the invocation chant there, and it says it'll be like Psalm 3:3 or something like that. Okay, I'm just using that as an example. But you speak the invocation chant when you do it like one angel, it's saying speak the invocation chant of your chosen angel, and then glance at the sigil and sing the angel's name 3 times, and then speak your request to the angel, and you make that request, and then you of course close out with, I seal this command with the word of power, Aurita, is your angels that come in peace, go in peace, it is done. That's at that point when you start to speak that invocation chant is where it differs, because you're going to first speak the invocation chant of the first angel and then look at the first angel's sigil and state their name 3 times, and then what happens at that point is you're going to set that sigil aside, and then you start with the second angel. I really hope I'm describing this well enough for you folks. If not, I do apologize. Again, I'm just trying to present this information to you as best as I possibly can. And then, of course, when you take that second angel's sigil, again, you perform their invocation chant, speak their name 3 times, while you're looking at their sigil. And then at that point, you make your request to both angels at one time. Okay, now, of course, if you were, say, using 3 angels, again, you're going to do the invocation chant of the first angel, and then look at their sigil and speak their name 3 times, and then you go to the second angel, again, invocation chant, look at their sigil, speak their name 3 times, and then pull out the third sigil, again, invocation chant, look at the sigil, speak their name 3 times, and then you go through and speak your request to all of the angels at one time. So I would say, I call on thee, such and such, such and such, such and such, angels of the power who are able to, or angels who have the power to state your request, and then you close out your ritual at that point. Again, it sounds a little confusing at this point when I present the information during the video. Again, I do recommend that you go to the Gallery of Magic website, find the blog post, and it'll mention it a little bit better. In fact, I'll even tell you what, folks, if you do need assistance with that, I'll be happy to actually just forward these to you, as far as, my written copies of these particular rituals, along with the angels that they recommend in the using 2 angels at once. However, I do want to let you know that when I do my Word program on my computer actually happens to be Open Office, and I don't use Microsoft Office or anything like that. I use Open Office. So if I do send this to you and it's not able to be read, it might be because you don't have the same writing program as I do. But again, I'll be happy to help you out, folks. Just say, hey, I'd like to have a copy of your ritual summary on that, and I'll email it to you. Okay, if you need to know what that email is, it's going to be dreamingcrow.com YT, Dreaming Crow is all lowercase, and then YT for YouTube, YT is capitalized, at gmail.com. That is simply a email that I only use for my YouTube channel. That's not my personal email, but I do check it out regularly. Again, if there's any information that I'd be happy to share with you to help you out. Again, if you need a ritual summary on something that I have in my particular book here, again, I'd be happy to send it to you, and then you can kind of cross-reference it with what you have. And if it works for you, great. I'm happy to help you out as much as I possibly can. Also, really quick, I just wanted to present and this is just a copy of one of the sigils for the angel. Again, these are all in the book, but again, me being me, I like photocopy all this. And again, I put packaging tape on it. When you start these, looking at the angel sigils, you're going to start here in this area here, and you're going to read right to left, and you're going to work around right to left, right to left, right to left. Okay, you don't need to be turning the sigil as you're reading. Just kind of hold it straight, okay? Just hold it like that. And again, you just want to read across, right to left, and you want to go in a counterclockwise direction, all right? And then the next point that you're going to start is going to be here at the top, at the 12 o'clock. And you're going to, again, read around. Read around, again, counterclockwise. Okay? And then you're going to bring your focus to the center of the sigil. You have the angel's name written in angelic script here, and then Hebrew, and this is the sigil right here for that particular angel. Now, if you have the book, this is what the talisman is going to look like, okay? For the particular angel. You don't have to worry about these right here, the names around the outside of the sigil, okay? Don't worry about those. All you need to have is this information here, and then, reading this around counterclockwise. Okay? And then, of course, this part here. Now, if you have the digital copy of this particular sigil right here in the center is going to appear in red on like the Kindle or the digital copy of the book. I haven't found any particular difference myself, and whether which one works best for me. I've always gotten results using one or the other, or both of them actually, I should say. But again, if you think you get better results by using the Kindle format because it's printed out, the sigil is printed out in red, by all means go ahead and use it. If you like them like this, again, by all means go ahead and use it. Go ahead and experiment and see what works best for you. Okay. Again, if you're wanting information on the blog post that I mentioned, I do recommend going to Gallery of Magick and checking out their blog posts there. You're going to be able to get a lot of information off their site. Again, if you want information on the rituals for that, you're going to be able to find it there on how to use the two angels at one time or multiple angels at one time. Again, you'll find it there. You're going to have to dig back a little bit. But again, if you would like a copy of my ritual summary, I'll be happy to send it to you. Again, just send it to my email address, dreamingcrow.yt@gmail.com. I'll see about getting it to you in a timely manner. It should be about a day or two in most cases. And, again, I'll be happy to share it with you, all right? So with that, folks, I'm going to go ahead and call this video at this point. Kind of going over just a little bit, and it's getting kind of late here, and I do have to work early in the morning. So we're just going to go ahead and close out. I do appreciate your time and your patience with the video. And until next time, I wish you very fond farewell, infernal blessings. Take care. Bye.